Hope and doubt are pretty much the opposite, right? It's interesting, though, how you can truly firmly believe in something, and all it can take is a drop of doubt to change the course of that belief that you have. But on the contrary, you can have a lot of skepticism, a lot of uncertainty, and then you get a drop of hope, and it can suddenly make things clear. It's funny how just a drop of either can determine your perspective. I want to tell you probably what inspired this. I got a comment today on a video I made called 5 More Ways to Predict If You Will Go Bald, a sequel. Our great friend DJ Laserblue had this to say, quote, "You're in the wrong line of work, Nick. I think you have the personality to help a lot of people overcome many things in life, let alone hair loss. I said it before, I think you make a great psychologist," end quote. Thank you, because after all, I'm not a professional, I'm not a doctor, and I'm just a YouTuber. But thank you. And that's encouraging that any of us could have that effect on each other. Just a normal guy like me can have that effect on someone. It's funny, another thing I've been going through today, I published a blog post on my blog, Family Friendly Daddy blog, and I did the blog version of whether or not the rosemary oil is working. After a year of faithfully doing this without being a shill, without trying to sell anybody anything, just an average normal guy who stepped up and said, I'll be a guinea pig. And feel free to check out the blog, familyfriendlydaddyblog.com. You'll see, it'll say something like, I tried rosemary oil for hair loss for 12 months and here's what happened. I think that's the title of it. Google it if you want to. And as I wrote this 400-word piece, I ended it with ambiguity. And you read into it what you want to. Some people are going to see, oh, it worked, because I talk about the people who commented and said that they think that it worked. Other people said it looks the same, Nick. Others said, well, your hair loss hasn't got any worse, so maybe it's maintaining what you got. It's funny because people read into what that blog post and this whole experiment what they want to. And at the end of the day, I don't need an answer. I don't need to know that it works or not. What I do need to know is that I'm giving people hope. Not false hope, but if there's a chance that it's working, and how will we ever really know? I do continue to keep using it, because if there's a chance it's working, then I can continue giving people hope that it will, and not false hope, but just I want them to see that there's a guy out here who's not doing this to make money from essential oil, because again, I don't sell the oil, I'm not a shill. I'm giving people hope when there's a lot of doubt. And it just goes back to that concept of being handcuffed to someone who's constantly putting you down for your hair loss or your appearance. And then you've got someone constantly also countering that by giving you hope. Hope beyond hair loss, that with or without hair loss, you can be just as relevant, and if not more relevant. Because when we look at all the ways that men are attractive, and I don't just mean physically, but they have that personality that draws people in, I would argue that one of the main things is that person is helpful and kind and gives other people hope. So, I don't know. I don't know if this works. I'm still in a state of confusion that I'm not going to necessarily be bald in the next couple of years by the time I turn 40, because indeed I'm actually not a Norwood 3 by age 35, and you all know that's one of my theories. So after being completely mentally prepared to go bald, now maybe I won't. There's a lot going through my mind right now, but what I do know is if I dumb it down for myself and for you, it all comes down to whether you get a drop of hope or you get a drop of doubt. You can have clear, stable thinking. You can think you know what you have and want in life, but then comes in that doubt and it pollutes the water. Or you can be very unclear of what's ahead And with a little drop of hope, it can make everything better. I'm proud to serve as your drop of hope.